Welcome back to the Curious Cast. This is episode 80, coming to you live from the Reptile Shed in Norwich. So this week we are reading out some more Am I the Arseholes from Reddit. We are talking about a man who got caught with 1,700 reptiles on him. And we discuss El Pomberito, the goblin that threw a little boy in the lake.
Rob, you're in an exotic location.
Ooh.
I am in an exotic location, all the way in Norwich.
Whoa. Is that the Norwich Reptile Shed?
Whoa.
The one and
It
only.
is the official, the one and only Norwich Reptile Shed.
So, Rob, you're joined by Jamie, the builder, creator, founder of Norwich Reptile Shed.
CEO.
Take everything, yeah.
So, Jamie, you've got a YouTube channel, Norwich Reptile Shed, where you show off your reptiles in a shed in Norwich.
That is it, yeah. That's all we do. So it's a reptile in a shed in Norwich every week.
How many reptiles are currently surrounding your abode?
Well, we've got 15 snakes in here. And then what have we got? A few lizards, a couple of scorpions, centipede, bugs. Yeah, loads of fun stuff.
I'm trying not to think too much about the snakes because I'm not the biggest fan of them. But
Imagine if one came out mid-podcast. What would you do, Rob?
I just have to go, Jamie, get that snake.
Disguised
please,
itself as one of your dreads. It was just in there. You didn't know.
You better count your dreads.
Yeah. But yeah, if any listeners are interested in reptiles or sheds or Norwich, then head over to the Norwich Reptile Shed on YouTube. And thanks for
basically, I came up to visit Jamie, and then you guys were like, "We just got to record a podcast." So I was like, "Jamie, do you fancy being on the podcast?" Because
It didn't start like that, did it? It started, can I sit in a room on my own for an hour?
yeah, which just would have been a bit weirder, really. I'm only up a couple of days as well, so
yeah. Well, thanks for letting us
Jamie.
use,
Yeah.
use
Thanks for
your
saving this episode.
shed as a studio.
Thanks for the poor Wi-Fi.
Yeah. The Norwich Reptile Studio now. So, as we've been talking about pretty much every episode for the past 4 or 5 episodes, if you've missed it, then I don't know how, but we do have a phone number that you can text. You can, don't call it actually, because voicemail's not set up and Vodafone are being pricks and I can't set up the voicemail. So don't call it, send a voice message or send a text or send a WhatsApp. The phone number for that is
07470 184 184
So it's 07470 184 383.
Did the same thing as we just did on the intro there, where Jamie's just sitting there like,
Yeah.
Can you hear this? And I can't hear this. What's going on there?
I didn't get that number.
Yeah.
I like not explaining our dances that we do in like the intro, and when we had Faz on, she didn't have a clue what was going on when we started dancing to the intro. We've had a few texts. We'll probably do an episode soon where we maybe go through each of your texts if you've got like these weird questions that you've sent in and so on. But one that I will read out is from someone we know, Cuck James. Is that founder of the Curious coin? So, which is the Cuck coin.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where that comes. He's not a cuck, but he
As far as we know.
built a cuck coin. Yeah. So Cuck James,
Yeah. Big up Cuck
has
coin.
texted in. He said he enjoyed the jingle. It reminds me of the bit in IT Crowd where they talk about a new emergency services number.
I wonder where you got the idea from,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah. I did have that number memorized, and then I think the Curious Cast number has pushed that bit out of my brain and replaced it with that number now.
Me too, actually. I can't think of it. Yeah, I can't think of it now.
0800
No.
Doesn't it end in a 3?
Yeah, it does. There's like a pause.
Yeah, after a little break.
Yeah.
0118 999 88 119 9919725 3.
I remember the end bit.
It's close to that. Yeah. But he said that he loved the idea of the "Am I an arsehole" topics that we spoke about 2 episodes ago. We brought a good "Am I the arsehole" from Reddit. So I thought we'll give them what they want. Give the fans what they want.
All right, wicked. Just to briefly recap for those that might not have heard that episode, including Jamie here, because we're about to do it. Basically, Tom found like a Reddit post where people ask, someone posts on there saying about something that happened in their life, and they're like, "Am I the arsehole in this situation?"
Right.
And people on Reddit go through and say like, "So are you the arsehole?" And we did a few of our real life ones as well, but
it turns out I'm an arsehole.
me too as well. I think it was decided.
Now, when you go through the subreddit, "Am I an arsehole?", 90% of them are people who know that they're not the arsehole. Like they just want to rant about their wife or their boss or something like that.
Okay.
So just like, listen here, right? And then they lay out this whole backstory, and you can tell that they really know that they're going to be deemed not the arsehole. So it's hard to find ones that are. I want to find one where we might disagree, but I don't. It's hard. This one, I actually don't remember anything about this one because it was about a week ago that I found it. So I'm going to read it as new. Am I the arsehole for not being happy that my sister is pregnant again? And the writing is very like it's not very unbiased.
Well,
my sister got knocked up by her boyfriend right out of high school, got married the next year, then proceeded to pop out another baby every year or two. So she has 4 now at 24. She's a stay-at-home mum, even though she was brilliant and could have got on a free ride to a great university. Since hers are the only grandkids, our parents fawn over her like she's the next coming of Christ. They gush over every new tooth. I don't know, over twice. They gush over every new tooth or haircut like it's some huge achievement. Problem is, her husband's business wasn't even... This writing's bad. Problem is, he's obviously angry writing this.
Is it all in capitals?
It's not. Some of it is. Oh, and it's actually another female writing. I was reading it as a man. Problem is, her husband's business wasn't great even before COVID, and he's barely limping along now. Sister doesn't want to work. My parents have limited income, so guess who's constantly being told to lend them some money for shit like school fees, car seats, car payment, new stroller, etc. They don't even ask. My mum just texts me, "Your sister needs X amount of dollars for the kids," and I'm supposed to just cough it up. If I complain, they accuse me of being jealous because I don't have a husband and a family, even though I'm older. I'm only 26. So over Easter, I notice my sister isn't drinking, and I think, oh God, here we go again. Sure enough, she stands up and announces that she's been inseminated with yet another precious miracle.
That's quite funny. That's good writing now.
Everyone's gushing, and I just try to stay quiet and out the way. Later, she asks me if everything's all right, and I try to play it off, but she pushes. So I asked her if she and her husband could really afford another baby. She very snippily replies, "God will provide like he has so far," which really pissed me off. I yelled that no, actually, God didn't provide for her babies. I did. And I wasn't going to give them any more handouts.
That would piss you off, though.
It devolved into a big argument with everyone shouting at me, and basically, I've been banned from my family unless I apologise. I haven't apologised. It's been radio silence except from one text from my mum saying that if my sister miscarries, it's my fault for stressing her out.
What savage?
Yeah.
I already know my opinions.
I do my opinion, yeah.
I asked if my sister was showing any symptoms, but no one will answer me or tell me. I don't know. I don't think I'm the arsehole, but I don't want to be the reason she miscarries. Also, I think I might be the arsehole because secretly I think it would be better if she did, even though I wouldn't say that to her.
Jesus. All right. Well, all right. The tables turned a little bit.
Yeah, they had us in the first 95% of that, and that last sentence.
Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah, took a bit of a turn. What do you guys think? Jamie, what do you think?
I mean, I'm the kind of guy that deletes people on Facebook when they announce they're pregnant, just because I can't be asked to see that happen. So I'm with the girl. I don't think I would ever. No, I'm certain I wouldn't wish a miscarriage on anybody. But up till that last few, statement, I was. I don't think she's the arsehole. No,
nah. Especially when they're asking. Especially when they're asking for like it's one thing like the money, but then when everyone's bigging it but saying God will provide, you'd be well pissed off about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. I was already thinking, if you haven't got money, why are you popping out another one?
Oh, that's a classic though, isn't it? But that is a classic there, though. It is a classic, like, you have to have money to... That's an interesting debate, that one. I can't even...
They've already got 4, though.
Like, to be
One,
fair.
two,
To be fair, that's
fine.
true, that's true.
It's going to be 5.
Yeah, was that going to be number 5?
Yeah,
That was going to be number 5.
This would be the 5th
I think
one.
just relying on... If your financial opinion is, I'll be fine, God will help me, means that you probably shouldn't have a 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. But does she know that the money comes from her sister? If she said, my mum just texts me and says that she needs money, maybe she does think that, like, God's provided. Yeah.
Maybe she's got
her mum posts it through a door box, like letterbox.
Yeah. Maybe her initials are like GOD and on online banking. It just goes
God at gmail.com, PayPal.
Okay, so that one's pretty definitively not the arsehole.
Yeah, not the arsehole, but a bit of an arsehole for the last part of the statement. For secretly... But she didn't say that she wanted the miscarriage to happen, but she thinks maybe it would be better if it did, right? That was what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
it's a bit, you definitely can't say that.
You can't always judge someone on their thoughts, just their actions.
Oh, fucking all right.
Maybe not.
It's just made me think of something. You saying about like God, believing God provided. We had this sax player at uni that was really into God, like he proper loved God.
Ugh.
And he got told by his like preacher that he was with his current girlfriend at the time because his like preacher had told him that like God had a vision to him and said he should be with her or something like that. So that's the reason he was with her.
So when you said current girlfriend, do you mean he's still with her now?
I've no idea.
At the time.
At the time of this memory.
That's weird.
Being recorded. Yeah. But he used to never really come to band practice and stuff. So we used to have this running joke that we were going to like go outside his uni room with like a cone and be like, "This is God. You should go to band practice."
I mean, it kind of makes... I imagine if you were big into God, right, it's probably on your mind a fair bit. And then when...
He's always with you.
Yeah.
He's always with you, Tom.
God's always with you. Omniscient or whatever.
It's one thing to like have to maybe say you had a vision yourself, but to just go off the word of just some other dude just telling you, actually, you know what, I spoke to God.
Oh, I misheard.
It was that, yes. It wasn't like he said he had a vision.
So the preacher guy or whatever was like, God says you need to be banging old Katie over there, and then he was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Those exact words. That was verbatim. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Old Katie over there.
That's far out, isn't it?
That is mad.
That's mental.
Now, I've got an Am I the Arsehole that I think will swing you the other way. Not like gay, but like...
Is it some preacher saying that he told a guy to get with this girl and really he just got money off the girl? Am I the arsehole?
The thing is, like I said, you find ones on here that are clearly not the arsehole and they know it, and then there's other ones on here that are such the arsehole that I think this surely can't even be real. This is one of those.
Okay.
Am I the arsehole for arguing with my husband for the picture he had for my contact photo on his phone? My husband bought a new phone last week. Before that, he used to have one of those old phones that didn't have many features. I was happy for him and helped him learn how to use some of the features he's never seen before. Yesterday morning, I couldn't find my phone before I went to work. I woke him up to ask him to call me so I could find it, but he handed me his phone and just told me to do it myself. I took his phone, opened the call log and searched for my contact number. I saw that he had a picture of me, my face, for the contact photo. I was mad. I woke him up. I woke him up again to ask why he did it. He said it was normal and he did it with his family and friends. I told him I didn't give him permission and he should have asked if I was comfortable with having my picture there. He said, I have a ton of pictures of him on my phone, but I keep them in a hidden app so no one sees them this way. I'm protecting his privacy. Besides that, I got his permission for every single picture before saving them. I demanded he remove it, but he fought back and said I'm being bossy and controlling. I told him my face was in there. He again said it wasn't a huge deal and that I should chill. I snapped and said I wasn't going to let him convince me to be okay with my privacy being violated. He said, get the fuck out. It's not like I put nudes in there. But still, we fought some more and he removed the picture, then kept pouting and venting about how I keep trying to dictate how he lives and what he does and said it's become too much.
Can you imagine being woken up for that argument?
Woken up as well, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Jesus.
So yeah, he's got his, it says, yeah, they're married. He's got his wife's face as her contact image. Arsehole move? Like,
well, all right, no. So obviously he's not being an arsehole. But when he says at the end about his wife, or she said to him, "Oh, I'm not going to have my wife," or I'm fed up of you like trying to control me and stuff like that. It's not really that though. It's not really relevant to that one arsehole, not per se. But that's not what she's. I don't think she's controlling him by saying, like, I think it's mental that she doesn't want her photo as his contact photo. Like, what are you on about that? But like, it's got nothing to do with her controlling him or not. It's more just like it's a separate issue. It's like, what the fuck are you on about?
Maybe we're missing context.
Well, yeah, there's obviously other shit goes on as well behind that, but just that removed from anything else going on, separate everything. Why is that? Why did you care about that? And as if does she really every single time she saves a photo of him, she says, "Is it okay with you if I save this photo?"
Yeah, and then saves
that's far
hidden
out.
album, like a hidden app or something.
Was that what she said? Well, so the photos are in. Was that what she was saying? She has a hidden album, so if anyone looks at her phone, they can't see photos of her husband. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's mental.
What does that even
other
mean?
Photos are fine. Like, she's obviously got like standard photos on there, but just him.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Only him.
I feel like if you're arguing about that, what little else are you arguing about? Like there must be, if that's the worst it's getting, that you're being woken up about a contact photo.
Yeah, shit.
I also think it's mad, like, that they're married. How do you get that far into a relationship and not know, like, those weird, quirky things about, like, your partner? Like, if your wife didn't want photos of her existing on your phone, surely you would know that before you got married.
He didn't have a phone before.
He didn't have a smartphone. But he didn't have a smartphone.
But surely other people would have taken photos of her and stuff, and she would have been like, I don't want that. Like, it would come up.
I know, but that's different, isn't it? Like, being in a photo, people don't like being in a photo, but a photo of a contact that only that person is going to see on their phone, when you phone them or text them. That's I feel like that's different than not wanting to be in a picture in general on someone's phone. Like, that's just so mental. It's just such a lunatic move to restrict that. Like,
it's fairly normal for someone to be like, I don't like photos of me.
Yeah,
you'd go, all right, cool. In general,
very specific to her privacy being invaded because of that.
Specifically, that photo. She doesn't like that photo. Maybe that's why. Maybe every time she sees that on his phone flash up. Yeah, no, she won't because she's calling him. But she thinks that people are seeing that when his phone rings.
So she might be like, "Could I?" Yeah, that does the story at any point imply that she'd be right with a different photo, or is it not really?
No, a couple of people. Obviously, people comment. Basically, everyone's commenting saying you're the arsehole. Like, you're mental. Yeah, someone said,
what was the one before? What was the verdict? The Reddit verdict of the story before? Was
the pregnant one. The sister of the pregnant woman was not the arsehole. Was the overall consensus. I think people just said, like, maybe don't be pouty about it on the day she announces that she's pregnant or whatever, but just like at some point have a conversation about I can't keep giving you money type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this one, with the contact photo, someone commented and said, "You're the arsehole. I just read that twice and I don't understand what exactly you're mad about." And then she replied and said, "I was mad about it due to the fact he used my face for my contact and didn't even ask if I was okay with it." It got 4,500 downvotes. And then people just said, "But like, why would that make you mad?" And everyone's saying, "But that you're not answering the question. We get you're mad, but we don't know why you're mad. Like, what is it?" Someone said, "Are you in witness protection or something? Are you on the run from the feds?" Like, maybe she's so paranoid about having anything out there.
Yeah.
She just said, "No, but I'm living in a new area that I didn't want to live in, but had to due to our financial situation. I don't want my contact info and my pic in the hands of strangers in case my husband loses his phone."
Now that changes it a bit, though.
I guess a little.
But surely if he has...
Has she thought of that after the fact, though? Is that really what it is? Or because she's getting dragged on Reddit, she's now thought, I better add something to this?
And what would you do if you found a phone with a picture of a woman's face on it? What can that get you?
But it's not even like it's got her face on like the wallpaper or something. It's like they would have to unlock the phone and they would have to like... which one of these contacts is his wife?
Yeah, or she could ring it, wondering where he is, and then they look and they go, and then they're in like a supermarket, and they see her, and then they manage to go up to her. Then but they don't answer the phone, but they know that she is Caroline or whatever, right? So they go up to her and they're like, "Hey, Caroline," and they somehow use that to scam her.
Okay, not the arsehole.
Rather than going up to like the cashier and reading the name on their T-shirt or something. All they've got is a name.
Yeah, but no, because they imply that they know her, and that's part of the scam. They're like, "Oh, you're my long-lost cousin, Caroline."
Do you remember our
if you're in a name
quickly
tag?
scrolls back through and looks for another contact? Do you remember that person?
What?
Like, if she scrolled through the phone, was like, I've got... They could pretend they've got mutual friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But with those...
Tell Reddit, Tom.
Everyone agreed arsehole in this one, of course.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to be funny about.
They're my two Am I the Arseholes that I found this week. We won't do them every week, obviously. And
we'll do an arsehole of the week. That could be something very different.
I guess, real quick, speaking of arseholes, when we were talking about bumhole sunning like a couple of weeks ago, and then we mentioned, don't know how it came up. Someone mentioned that push-up Paul shouldn't be a person to bumhole sun.
Oh, fuck's sake. Of course he was going to do it.
George, you thought it was because he eats a lot of meat, but I said no, because of his complexion. And then he did text in and say, "I feel it's important to explain that I am extremely ginger, and although I do find yoga extremely useful for improving my squat numbers, there is no chance of me exposing my anus to the angry gaze of the sun." So you don't have to worry about push-up Paul bumhole sunning on any local beaches near you.
Brilliant.
That's a very good thing. But you do have to worry about him eating copious amounts of meat on beaches near you.
But yeah, if you want to suggest a topic or text in a weird question, then you can text us on
I like that.
All right, who's next? Who's got like a weird news or something I want to talk about?
I'll go for it, because I've got on theme, on brand, I've got a reptile themed story.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
And right, I'll tell you what was funny. When I said this, I read it out to Jamie. He was like, "That's not news, mate. Like, it's like fucking happens all the time." And then I was like, I started reading some other one. He was like, "Oh yeah, when was that? That was like 14th of April, wasn't it?" I was like, yes, it was. You're hot on your lizard news.
Thank you.
Let's have a... So, sorry, I got this up on Jamie's phone because it feels more appropriate. It's got more lizards on the phone. So. Right. Man caught with dozens of lizards in his clothes, charged with smuggling 1,700 reptiles into US. I swear it was 54 when I read that earlier.
This is what I mean. It happens every week.
All right. All right. So he was caught with 60 reptiles, but overall he's been charged with smuggling 1,700 reptiles into the US.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot, isn't it?
How do they trace
1,700?
I guess they've managed to. I don't know. I'll get to that.
The lizards, they spoke under duress.
60 at a time, not 1,700 on him. That would be a different kind of challenge. So a 30-year-old man who allegedly smuggled more than 1,700 reptiles into the US from Mexico was indicted on federal charges on Thursday. So he smuggled these reptiles inside his clothing. Jose Manuel Perez is facing 2 counts of wildlife trafficking, 9 counts of smuggling goods into the US, and a count of conspiracy as he was allegedly transporting animals for a black market business.
Did it say he was going from the US to Mexico? Or the other way around?
From Mexico.
No, from Mexico, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I feel like what lizards does the US have that Mexico don't? I feel like Mexico would have all of them.
Definitely the other way around, yeah. So why is it... So I take it, is it just you ain't allowed to smuggle these particular lizards and reptiles? Do you think?
You have to like pay loads of money to import them, don't you? I guess, or like go through.
You're not allowed to smuggle anything, really, are you? That's what smuggling's about.
Resident.
I think you're not supposed to bring any. I don't think you're supposed to bring any animal cross borders without it being like properly registered and everything. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Do you think they've just caught them and they don't want to pay they've gone out the jungle and caught them and don't want to pay licensing
gone out of the jungle on the
jungle. Well. I don't know.
Mexican jungle.
It's a serious thing, isn't it? Like every country has got like smugglers and of reptiles and stuff. Reptiles get the same as reptiles and birds and things like that. They all get a bad press. It's it's quite common to find people with like tortoises like sellotape to their legs
in KFC burgers.
KFC burgers. We've
that
spoken
sort of
about.
stuff.
Didn't someone smuggle loads of parrots?
Finches.
Yeah, I think
Finches,
it's always been a thing. Yeah.
They were songbirds that they have in like New York and that.
Oh, that was for like the competition, wasn't it? That was like some sort of mad bird competition.
Yeah.
Birding.
Basically, he apparently told them they were his pets when confronted by officials. So I've just got 60 of my pets taped all over my body.
It's a rock solid alibi.
It's all right. It's a good attempt, isn't it? But he's travelled to Mexico several times. So in his indictment, they claim he's travelled to do more. They brought across the border. They were allegedly stored at Mr. Perez's home, initially in Missouri and then later in Ventura County, California. Facing up to 20 years for each count of smuggling.
Whoa.
Of course. So
each
that's
count? 120 years.
I can't remember.
No. A lot more.
Yeah, how many counts was it? I don't know.
I think America and Australia are sort of like the hottest countries for that. They don't like their invasive species. They don't particularly like reptiles as a... Well, America are trying to ban a lot of reptiles as sort of like a pet. And I think...
Land of the free, eh?
But it's sort of an invasive species problem, especially in these countries like some of the states in America where it's so warm and like Florida's so perfect for pretty much anything to survive that can from a hotter country or anything like that they just get loads and loads of problems with invasive animals. So I think they're fairly hot on that sort of thing.
Same as Australia, isn't it, as well? They got like didn't they have a big massive frog problem or something?
I think anything,
bullfrogs or something, wasn't it?
I mean, like nothing to declare, isn't it? Like, they don't like. You can't have anything.
No,
you can't have anything. Chinese crisps. They don't like Chinese crisps and stuff, do they?
Is that true?
Yeah. You watch Nothing to Declare. It's always
always Chinese crisps.
Crisps and meat wrapped up in like.
Oh film. Yeah, I've seen that before. I remember that from like Airport with like Jeremy. Do you remember that? Like back in the 90s or like early 2000s, it was like It was like one of the first early, one of the early reality TV shows of that sort of. A load of them came after that, didn't they? There was even one in fucking Lakeside called Lakesiders. Do you remember that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really? Don't remember that.
Yeah. And for
follow the security and the information desk.
That's
and
it.
Stuff,
and a couple of like DJs or something, like radio DJs.
I think so. Yeah.
Like who were from Essex FM, which wasn't. They just tied that in somehow, something like that. But I remember there was a shop in Lakeside that had in the window for years and years and years, maybe like 6 years after we used to laugh at it because it's like, as seen on Lakeside for ages. Dining out on that. That was quite a tangent. I don't know how I got there.
I want to hear more about Australia's big, massive frog problem. Imagine that briefing, like the Prime Minister comes in to his office for the morning and that's like first on the agenda. Bad news. But I think they do, like cane toads. They have cane toads just fucking decimate everything in like Queensland and stuff. Because when I was there, the guy was saying, people just go out with golf clubs and just wallop them because there's so many of them that's the easiest way to kill them. So
he's probably having a move there. That snake's having a right old move.
Jamie, as our resident reptile expert and by proxy our resident reptile smuggling expert, if you were going to smuggle 60 or so, I imagine small reptiles from one country to another, how would you go about doing it? Because I'm trying to picture how this guy would have done it. You could have like a big coat with some big pockets, but then they're all going to wriggle about and like get out, and you have to take your coat off. So how would you do it?
I think it's sellotape. People, I wouldn't do it.
Stick it to your body.
I'm very much against anything like that, but I think the common thing is to sellotape them to them.
Oh, it must be so ticklish.
That is the common thing. It's not good.
Must be like a fairly long.
They sedate them or anything, or are they just like?
No, it's all just no.
It's just all horrible. How long's the flight from Mexico to USA?
Well, he was just on the border though, wasn't he? He could have literally.
He could have just drove across.
Yeah.
It'd be silly if he was picking up lizards from one side of the fence and was trying to take
just toss them over the fence.
Do you reckon that counts as smuggling if you just reach through the fence and grab the lizard? Well, I didn't leave the country, my hand did.
You just got a trail of like lizard food, like little cockroaches and stuff, trying to lure them across.
That's silly.
I love it.
That's
mad. I mean that's the breadth. That's the length and breadth of my story, really. I did Jamie. I did try and find one that Jamie suggested about a rattlesnake that was frozen that a guy was doing like experiments on or something.
I think that he was taken out of a freezer to do maybe an autopsy or just to study it, or he was defrosting it,
and he still got poisoned from it.
Venom.
Oh, sorry,
not poison.
Sorry, mate.
Did he die?
Yeah,
he did. He did die.
Yeah.
I believe he did die. Yeah, we couldn't find the article, could we?
I couldn't actually find the article.
Yeah, he got pricked because defrosted venom is as toxic as the venom.
So what did he do? He accidentally hit his fang.
Yeah, I think he touched the fang. Yes,
surely that's a massive fail. Like if you're a guy that's doing autopsies on venomous snakes,
one bit you don't want to touch.
Surely that's like lesson 1 in like autopsy on venomous snakes school. They're like, this bit here, don't touch that, mate.
Maybe it wasn't the autopsy. Maybe that's why we couldn't find it. Maybe it was just someone who put a snake in the freezer.
That seems more likely, doesn't it? Like a lab assistant or something, rather than like Mr. Snake Autopsy Man. That must be like part and parcel of the job. Do not get yourself venom.
Yeah, so someone put the snake in a freezer to, I guess, like sedate it or whatever. So then you could do the autopsy on it or get it all cold.
Well, no,
it was probably
dead. Was it already dead?
It was long dead. They're preserving it for.
I thought you chuck like a live snake in the freezer. No, because they do that with some animals. You put it in a freezer and it like goes into like a stasis of like hibernation or whatever, and it's like not dead but not alive.
That is a thing with something, isn't it?
What animal?
Yeah, I mean, my tortoise has got her own. My tortoise has got her own fridge, not a freezer. They stay at about 5 degrees. But there's I think scorpions, some snakes, and I think there's some species of terrapins as well that can be frozen in the wild.
There you go.
Just be frozen.
So fully frozen, and they'll just be alive.
Yeah.
And that's nuts.
Yeah, and then they defrost. Yeah, in the spring.
Yeah. So I thought what had happened is someone had chucked this snake in there, thinking Give that
And
a
then he came
couple
back to
hours.
life.
We'll do an
Have a
autopsy.
sleep.
Someone else has gone in there to get like their jubbly or like their little microwave pizza or something, and it's fucking come out at them and grabbed them.
Yeah,
That's
maybe that was the story.
Maybe
We'll never
you
know.
want to
No,
bomb
the
the
snake
article.
was definitely dead.
Yeah.
The snake was dead.
The
Yeah.
snake was right. The snake was definitely dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we,
Then that's even.
should have done this episode with a snake on Rob. You know,
Nah.
that would have been good.
No,
That would have been really good.
Definitely not cool with that.
Just to see him squirm and twitch and
No, that'd be horrible. I wouldn't be able to do it. I genuinely wouldn't be able to do it. I think I've disliked snakes ever since watching Indiana Jones when I was a kid, and he falls in that pit.
Oh, you wanted to be like him.
Well, maybe I wanted to be like Indiana Jones so much, or maybe because I am so much like Indiana Jones, I just felt such a, like such a bond with his. I felt such empathy for him. No, I think just as a kid watching that and him going in that pit, I remember having I had nightmares about it. I had nightmares, and there was this kid in school. I haven't seen him in years since school, but I remember I dreamt that he saved me from the snakes.
did you thank him the next day?
I did thank him. Yeah, I was pleased. With him.
There's a famous snake pit snake in here.
Is there?
Yeah, from the snake pit of Ridley Scott's film Exodus: Gods and Kings. That was on. It was on set with Christian Bale.
You got a
There you go.
celebrity.
Famous.
We've got two celebrities.
You've got Christian
celebrity
Bale snake
snakes.
in your
Christian
in your
Bale
shed.
snake. Yeah, in the freezer.
Wow. If you want to
What's
see
the other famous animal?
Christian Bell snake, then head over to the Norwich
what have we
Reptile
got?
Shed on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the other snakes was in a book as well. It's cool. I went into the Natural History Museum and opened up this book, and my snake was in there. There's like a photo shoot for it.
Could you tell it was your snake? Obviously, you knew it beforehand, but could you tell it was your snake just by looking?
Probably not. No,
I imagine they
snakes
do
aren't-
look pretty similar.
No. Yeah, they did, definitely. I knew it was in there, and that was it. Yeah.
You know, we're just going through and you're like, oh, Sebastian.
I did get really excited, and I went up because it was a like a exhibition in there. Like they do exhibitions, don't they, for like a month? They'll run something, and it was purely about Venom. And at the end, they had their specific gift shop, and I opened up the book because it had just come out. And I was like, oh, there's our snake, Kaylee. And I even sort of got the cashier there into like, I was like, look, and she was just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, she probably
Who the fuck is that?
She probably also just thought you were saying this is the same snake as the snake.
There's a
I
snake.
have.
Look at a picture of a snake in the
this
book.
This is a snake that I have. The cashier's thinking, you're all right. You
All
calm
right,
down, mate.
well done, mate.
Yeah, it's just
We've
a
all got a
fucking...
snake.
I love it. I love snakes. I used to go and catch adders when I was a kid. Me and my dad.
Fair play.
For a laugh.
Yeah, that's quite strong.
Yeah, just
What the
for a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I remember when I'd go fishing with my dad. They would, I don't know. You always get those. I used to call them grass snakes because they was in the grass, but I don't know if they were. But they're like really
grass snake.
little thin ones, and like
Well, like slow worms, maybe.
yeah, they used to go in the water as well. Like they would come out like you'd just be sitting there and you'd see them come along the surface of the water and come out.
The grass
sick.
snakes, they're the ones with
Yeah.
like the green bit on the head, aren't they, or something? They've got like a yellow band or something.
Yeah, they've got the yellow band, and the adders are more like a diamond pattern going down.
They'll fuck you up, an adder.
All I know is what I learned from Super Hands in Peep Show, which is red next to yellow, cuddly fella, red next to black, get the fuck back.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell if it's venomous or not.
Is that true, Jamie?
It's kind of true with milk snakes and coral snakes, yeah, but there's a crossover as well, so it's not great thing to do. Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Resident reptile expert there. Thanks.
Yeah. Disclaimer: we are not responsible for any bites. sustained.
Yeah. I'll let Super Hands know.
Yeah.
What you got for us, George?
All right, George. Yeah, what you got for us?
Well, I haven't got a story about reptiles, but what I do have is an absolute bullshit story from the Daily Star about a goblin. So
a goblin could be a reptile, maybe.
It's true. I suppose it is true.
I might have heard this, you know.
Yeah. So
You don't know anything about it yet.
Or we spoke about goblins recently, because I've heard something about goblins recently.
right, okay. Let me know if you've heard this. I'll
All right.
give you the
Oh
headline.
no,
now.
I've just remembered my goblin thing and it wasn't this. Anyway, carry on.
Right, so invisible goblin kidnapped little boy and threw him into a lagoon to drown. Locals claim.
Wow, that's quite bleak.
Yeah.
Already.
Bleak.
Already not the funniest start, George. Well done.
Just to cheer you up, he didn't die. He didn't drown.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's good.
It's
Fucking
fine.
hell. All right.
By the way, I just Googled, is a goblin a reptile? Goblins are reptiles. And
there
have
you go,
forked
yeah,
tongues and scaly skin. Goblins are cold-blooded and use the term hot-blooded as an insult to other goblins.
Oh, there you go.
I've never seen a scaly goblin. Goblin.
Yeah, goblins scaly.
like
They're normally like
Green and smooth, aren't they?
All we've had is stinking bread for days, isn't it?
Actually, you find that's an orc, not a goblin.
Are they orcs, them ones? They're not goblins following around the orcs who are...
Nah, I don't think so.
Sorry.
Let's not go too deep into
not
orc
do that.
lore.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you, Rob, I can confirm that a goblin in the Argentine province of Corrientes has been blamed for kidnapping a boy and attempting to drown him in a lake on Wednesday, the 6th of April.
Is it a commonly reported goblin, or is this the first time of the appearance of said goblin?
Well, apparently it's a bit of a local. He's a bit of a local geezer. You know, he's a bit like.
Yeah.
I think I read about this guy a couple weeks ago.
Well, I was originally I'd got this story prepared for one of our last episodes because I thought we was going to do a weird news, but then I think we did a slightly different topic. But I can't remember. So it's from a little while ago. So maybe you've read about it.
That goblin looks just like a little boy.
Well, weirdly, I think that's the little boy. The hero of the story, though, is his dog. After the goblin, and it no, the little boy's dog. So after the invisible goblin, I should say it's invisible as well. Invisible goblin got blamed for kidnapping a toddler and throwing him into a lagoon before he was saved from drowning by his dog, which pulled him out of the water by his Captain America cape. Doesn't really. Is the dog wearing a Captain America cape or the boy wearing a Captain America cape?
Yeah, the dog went in with. Yeah, that'd be great. Captain Dog America went in and he got his cape and threw it round him, lassoed him with it. Yeah.
Captain America doesn't have a cape.
Oh, that's true. Sure, he does, doesn't he?
I'm
not big on
not
that.
in the films anyway.
I think in the comics, mate, at least he must do, mustn't he? He sounds pretty
Captain America,
like the sort of thing a comic book Captain America would have. Yeah.
No.
So
anyway,
no,
it does. If you Google Captain America cake. If you Google Captain America cape, the only results are costumes of a Captain America cape, but there's no actual photos of Captain America in any comic or anything with a cape.
Well,
anyway.
That dog needs to sort it out.
Well, this story was making sense up until you said that. So there is actually a picture of the goblin on the link I've just sent you. He's not scaly. It doesn't look like he's got a forked tongue. But he's got a name. So he's known as the Bombero. And this one in particular, this goblin, was known as El Pomberito, which means the little Bombero. Because apparently he's little and invisible.
Right.
So it took place in the northeastern Argentine province. Oh yeah, but there'll be a picture on the screen if I'm sure if people want to look at it on the YouTube channel of
Bombero. It's got a little willy. We'll have to.
Or on the Spotify video if you're switching seamlessly between video and audio while we're listening / watching on Spotify.
He has got some serious calf muscles. Goblin.
Yep.
Should we have a look in? Let me have a look.
Helps for kidnapping little kids and running off, I guess. You have strong calves.
Oh,
I didn't expect that.
Not seeing scales though.
No, it doesn't look very reptile-y.
Can't see his tongue, so I don't know if he's got a forked tongue. But yeah, El Pomberito.
It's quite hairy in that picture.
Is known to be short, hairy and strong and is rarely seen as it can make itself invisible. It's a mythical goblin-like creature that is popular in local folklore. And this is in Argentina, by the way. I don't know if I said that. In Corrientes. So yeah, as I said, the boy did survive. It's fine.
So what actually did happen?
That kid just fell in the water.
Boy fell in the water.
What do you mean? He's been kidnapped by El Pomberito. There's no other explanation.
Oh, okay. Nothing positive.
That must be a great excuse if you're a kid and you're just getting into trouble and doing stupid things. And they're like, why'd you do that for? You know you shouldn't be going near the water. El Pomberito. All right. Fair enough.
Let you off.
Yeah, good thing your Captain America dog was there to save you.
That's quite strong as well. Wait, I think going back to that for a second, that's a good point. As much as we laughed about the dog saving him and whatever, and who was wearing the cape, a dog to like pull him out of the water, drag him out. That's what sort of fucking dog was this?
We just saw a picture of it. It was like a
Yeah.
Labrador.
And how old's the kid? How old's the kid?
Collie.
Looks
3.
like a border collie, yeah.
3.
3-year-old.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Look, the dog's massive next to
Yeah, the
it.
dog is massive next to him. All right, fucking good dog though. Good boy.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I think what actually happened is obviously the goblin grabbed him, tried to drown him, and then the dog, who's called Morocco, began barking wildly to attract the attention of nearby adults and was then seen pulling on the 3-year-old's Captain America cape. So he was trying to pull him out, and then someone came out over and actually grabbed him, like a local woman, it says, and pulled him out. Because apparently he went missing for 3 hours.
As well.
Yeah, it does clear up who wore the cape, yeah.
3 hours?
Yeah, there is actually a picture of the cape as well.
What was 3 hours, sorry?
So he was missing for 3 hours, the kid.
Oh, right, fucking hell.
So yeah,
There's a picture of the cape. Oh, I'm glad, we need that. we need that context.
What, a picture of the Captain America cape?
Yeah, no, I don't really.
So you can only really see a bit of it. It's just basically red.
Yeah, it could be anything.
So not necessarily just Captain America.
Right. That's a strange choice then, isn't it? They went with Captain America. Right, the article writers.
But yeah, it might be a
more
mistranslation because there's a quote from the mum. And she said,
"Oh, okay."
He was wearing Captain America's cape, and he told me that he was going to look for the comic book character. So maybe she just doesn't really know, like a classic mum, like doesn't know.
What, he
which
was going
comic
out
book
to look
character
for
it is.
Captain America? That was his.
Yeah, he was going out to look for Captain America.
Okay.
But maybe she doesn't really know Marvel that well, and she's just like, yeah, fucking Captain America, whatever. Superman.
So he wasn't stolen then if she just let him walk out the door. And also, he looks a bit young to just let out the door to go look for.
So
look for a mythical thing.
Is this basically a case of neglect, and the mum's now obviously telling everyone else, "El Pomberito"? It's not the kid getting away with it. It's the mum going, "No, you was
Parents
kidnapped."
have been doing this for years. That's what they said.
You were kidnapped by El Pomberito. If anyone fucking asks, tell him it was that poxy goblin. Don't tell him it was me. That's what she said.
He drove my car last week as well. Got me a speeding ticket.
Fucking Pomberito.
Yeah, there is a comment here that says it's not goblins, it's careless parenting.
Yeah. So basically, am I the arsehole? Yeah, the parents. You're the fucking arsehole. Not El Pomberito. Don't try and blame.
Yeah, you didn't do anything.
No, he didn't do anything. You are the arsehole, parents.
He does say, he also said that he was going to save or rescue Captain America. So I don't know what was going on. I don't know whether El Pomberito had told him, like telepathically, giving him a vision of Captain America drowning in that lagoon. And he was like, all right, I need to go and he fucking needs my help. If there's no one that can rectify the situation, it's me.
You've added a new level to it. So the Goblin is also capable of transmitting telepathic imaginary scenarios.
That's what I'm. That's of my own doing. I don't know if that's true. I need to do further research on the Pombero.
I'm glad you've clarified that wasn't that wasn't fact. That part. I'm sorry.
No,
George.
I will look for cited sources for the Pombero. Do as much
is that the word?
research as I can.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll come back to you. I do not believe. Disclaimer: I do not believe Pombero is capable of telepathic thought. But yeah, so he got taken home, had a well-deserved siesta, and then he's going to be baptised by a priest, apparently, to prevent further kidnappings by the Pombero. So,
right.
Again, that suggests that maybe it's a demon instead of a goblin. Why do you need a priest involved if it's just a goblin? What's going on?
What do you mean again? That suggests this is the first suggestion of a demon, isn't it? Did I miss an earlier suggestion?
Well, in what other scenario have you ever heard? There's a goblin there. We need a priest. Like in a film.
I don't think I've ever really heard a scenario of there's a goblin there.
I know, but in a film, a movie.
No, but even in,
I know you mean like an Exodus situation. Exodus situation, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's never I've never really seen a goblin in anything apart from Lord of the Rings.
Green Goblin,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
No priest in Spider-Man.
All right. Is he a goblin? Is he a goblin though, or is he just like a bloke
He's
who
got
dresses up like a
goblin
goblin?
He's called the
tendencies.
Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not actually a goblin, is he? Don't he just
He's
dress
called
like a goblin?
They wouldn't have put it in the film if he wasn't.
Also, it says here on the
films.
on the Wikipedia page for Pombero, it says he's generally viewed as a harmless troublemaker. Drowning little kids is not a harmless troublemaking.
No. So So I guess they would also argue that El Pombero has been wrongly accused here because that's a step above his normal hijinks.
Yeah, he tends
And
to
tomfoolery.
cause mischief amongst rural farmers. Among his favourite activities are setting loose cattle, stealing eggs, chickens and honey.
Again. So this is all
Frying
stuff
horses.
this is all stuff that people would just do. Oh, I've
Look
left
at
the
this.
fucking gate open.
Also, the
Pombero,
Pombero.
The fox has been here. Oh, it's Pombero.
It's also often accused of impregnating single women, either by a mere touch of the hand.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
off. No, you added that. You added that.
No,
No,
he's
it's on the
right.
Wikipedia
It
page.
says babies who are born ugly and hairy are likely the result of a visit from the Pombero.
Gee, that's brutal.
Yeah, imagine that baby pops out. You've been touched by El Pombero.
El
That's horrible. Yeah.
The Pombero is difficult, if not impossible, to detect. It can squeeze through impossibly narrow spaces like an octopus or other such feats. I don't know what that involves a lot of other feats. Other such feats. I mean, it could be anything. It could be telepathic thought. There we go.
Or is it other? Does it mean other such feats, things that an octopus can do? So,
Well, like the octopus, I added that in. It just says narrow,
right. Oh.
incredibly narrow spaces.
okay.
But, so that's it basically. The Pombero has been causing mischief. I wouldn't say that drowning a boy is mischief. I think that's elevated.
Yeah, just a tad.
But luckily, the dog was there to save the day. But this story raises more questions than it answers. I think there's a lot more research that needs to go into.
Unlike most of your well-researched, like journalistic, highbrow journalism that you bring, isn't it? Yeah.
That sometimes the answer is best off not being known. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, wicked. Well, thanks for that, George.
Brilliant. Thanks for Jamie for allowing Rob to use your shed as a studio.
Yeah, big up Norwich Reptile Shed.
It's my pleasure. Yeah,
It's
thanks for having me on.
It's been quite good in here. This is my favourite. I've been moving about studios a few times recently, haven't I? And this has been my favourite so far.
Yeah, we need a new location every week.
Yeah, well, there's going to be next time as well.
Oh, wow. Stay tuned.
What's the man of the road you are, aren't you?
to
Nomad.
see, what kind of shed Rob's in next. Is it going to be the amphibious shed next, maybe? Never know.
Just in a zoo, in a tiger cage or something.
All right.
Might be the ultimate.
Send us a text or a WhatsApp or a voice message on the number
07470 184 07470 184
It's 07470 184 383 in the description. Text it now, whatever's on your mind right now. Don't even think about it. Just whatever comes up, just send a text.
Or voice note.
Voice note would be great. Yeah,
and
especially if you're on the
subscribe
toilet.
And subscribe to Norwich Reptile Shed.
Yeah, subscribe to Norwich Reptile Shed. Link in
If
description.
you've got a reptile, send us a picture of your reptile. And we'll pass it
Yeah,
on.
we'll pass it on.
Yeah.
That's not a euphemism, by the way. I want a genuine reptile. All right.
Yeah.
Send in your euphemisms as well.
All right, peace.
All right, that was episode 80 of the Curios Cast.
Wow.
Peace.